Welcome to my views and news. An important update for you about the truce which is in place. 24-hour ceasefire is in place in Sudan, but the two sides have exchanged some accusations against each other. RSF is accusing the military, the commander Al-Burhan, of continued escalation. Sudanese military is accusing that RSF is planning something. Its reinforcements are trying to enter Khartoum. Truce is a way of hiding the defeat which is going to be suffered by rapid support forces. Meanwhile, the Sudanese army has shared a video from North Kordofan, from a main city there. Airbase is the name of the city, where a rapid support force headquarters has come under the control of Sudan military. Firstly, it was last night when Antony Blinken contacted Hamdan Dagalo. And in the telephonic conversation, Antony Blinken asked Hamadan to agree to a 24-hour ceasefire. Hamdan Dagalo agreed to the ceasefire. Then after that, Antony Blinken talked to Al-Burhan. Al-Burhan also agreed to the ceasefire, 24-hour ceasefire. Despite announcement of this ceasefire, fighting went on today for several hours in Khartoum. In and around Khartoum, there was fighting today. While I'm recording this video, there is a truce in place. Intensity of fighting has decreased a lot. Still, the truce could not be completely implemented because there was no direct engagement between Hamati and Al-Burhan. The truce was mediated by the US. Some UN officials were part of the efforts to convince the parties to agree to a truce. So that is why there was some confusion. Then Sudanese military issued a statement today. Sudanese military claimed that on the one hand, rapid support forces are saying that they want a truce. On the other hand, large number of RSF fighters are trying to enter Khartoum. Reinforcements from Western Sudan are on their way. They are trying to enter Khartoum city. The reinforcements are coming from Al Janina, West Darfur, from Al Fashir, North Darfur, from Niyala, South Darfur, and from other strongholds of rapid support force in Western Sudan. So the ceasefire is basically a cover-up. Rapid support forces are facing an imminent defeat. That is why they have announced this ceasefire, and they are trying to get reinforcements which are on their way from Western Sudan towards Khartoum. First point raised by Sudan military today. Secondly, an important accusation by the military. Military claims that today rapid support forces mobilized in large numbers towards Marway Air Force Base, which has changed side at least twice or thrice in the past 3 to 4 days. This is the Air Force base from where Egyptian soldiers were taken prisoner by rapid support force fighters. We have seen videos shared by both Sudanese military and rapid support force members from this Air Force base. And Sudanese army claims that large number of rapid support force fighters are being mobilized. They're being sent towards Marway. Why? The military claims that a military transport plane was going to arrive at this airport. And that is why RSF fighters were being sent to the airbase to secure the landing of this transport plane, which was carrying military aid for RSF fighters. The Sudanese military did not name any party, any country whose plane was going to arrive, going to land on Marway Airbase. Only word used is regional parties. Regional parties from Sudan or regional players from the Horn of Africa, from Ethiopia, Eritrea, etc. No names shared by Sudanese army. I think Sudanese army is pointing its finger towards some countries in the Horn of Africa that they were trying to supply military aid to the RSF in the form of a military transport plane which was due to arrive on Marway Air Force Base. So this is the claim which is being made, accusations made by Sudanese army against RSF, that RSF is not committed to a ceasefire, 24-hour ceasefire. It is trying to regain its lost capabilities. On the other hand, Rapid Support Force also issued a statement saying that Burhan agreed to a ceasefire. Sudanese military was leveling accusations against RSF. It means there are two decision-making centers in Sudan, and that military and Burhan are not united. And RSF accused the military that military kept on conducting airstrikes on civilians despite announcement of 24-hour ceasefire in Sudan. So you see that the ceasefire is largely holding, not completely. We saw 3-hour long ceasefires since the start of this war, and today 24-hour long. So this is third ceasefire. The earlier 3-hour long ceasefires were partially implemented. This one is also being implemented partially, and that is what is happening. But if so early in the war ceasefires are being agreed by the parties, it means that there is appetite for peace, and we could see some permanent ceasefire or start of dialogue. So far, both parties are accusing each other. It's difficult to say what are the capabilities of RSF. Are RSF's capabilities intact? Is RSF trying to cover up its losses? Too early to make a final conclusion. Secondly, Sudanese military has shared a video from central Sudan where a base of RSF, Rapid Support Forces, has been taken by Sudanese military. A video has been shared. The video is from Airbase, which is in North Kordofan. RSF base is under the control of Sudan. Shamsuddin al-Kabashi, who is a top Sudanese army officer, member of Sudan's Sovereignty Council, today announced that that in all regions, RSF bases have come under the control of Sudanese military, except 2 regions, 2 Sudanese zones. In just 2 zones, RSF is in control of its bases. Otherwise, in all other regions, all the bases of RSF fighters under Sudanese government control. Did not share him. I think obviously Darfur is the zone in which RSF fighters are still in control of their strongholds. A clip for you shared by Sudanese military, which is reportedly from Airbase, North Kordofan, where an RSF fighters base came under the control of Sudanese military today. I think for watching. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر عزة السودان الله أكبر فرقة 5 نشاط كان جانا بريش وهذا سوى الواحد عزة وافتخار وتقدير وإدارة الفرقة